Hey everyone, this is Zane coming to you from Kellogg Park. Scenic and beautiful. Oh, ooh, tents. Who let those in here? Just kidding. Obviously, down here feeding people, just wrapping up. So, welcome to my live video. I mean, no, not live. Because for me, it's the 24th, and it's a Monday. For any of you, the earliest you'll see this is the 25th. And the reason that is because Facebook took down my ability to comment for 24 hours. And they did so saying that I violated community guidelines. So I'd like to talk a little bit today about charities, conduct, integrity, and some different people in the charity game, so to speak, and how you people as regular citizens, maybe you donate money, maybe you volunteer, can see a little bit inside the ugly specter of what is charity. So I'll get right into it. I had posted something on Sunday about a woman who runs a site called Advocates for Those Unsheltered in St. Paul. You can go ahead and Facebook search it right now, you'll find it. And this woman's name is Ann D'Souza. I ran afoul of Miss D'Souza back when I started charity organizing of multiple charities for the purposes of bringing multiple charities together to discuss the homeless crisis and how we could all work together to find a better solution. She found this to be reckless, and I'll paraphrase here. Her and some of her compatriots decided it was reckless and a danger to homeless people, as apparently we'd all get together and make out and share COVID. I don't know what they were thinking or why they thought it was such a reckless, terrible idea. She would not have any part of it, so much so that afterwards even I wouldn't be allowed to post, which I didn't know, and I thought it was ridiculous anyway on its face, just because, you know, Lloyd Fletcher's at Lake Minnetonka can have 250 people, and I was looking at 100 to try to help the homeless population here in St. Paul, Minneapolis, and somehow I'm a reckless human being. Anyway, so we fast forward to last Friday. I met a woman who was a retirement age deaf woman, and she came up to me and said she had been raped and robbed the night before and she needed help. And so I needed an ASL interpreter to talk to her, and I needed to find resources to try to relocate this woman. Anyway, so I posted, or so I thought, on Advocates for Those Unsheltered in St. Paul. I knew that Ann wasn't too keen on me for the summit because she was so objectionable about it, but I didn't know until later that she had actually blocked those posts. They came back later. I had two posts actually that I had made for this woman, where it said post has been blocked, and I was furious. So on Sunday, I wrote a personal article about Miss D'Souza and Advocates for Those Unsheltered, and then Facebook, she must have reported it, her or someone she knew reported it, and it was taken off, and then I was put on a 24-hour no comment. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that and charities. One of the other things I did to run afoul of Miss D'Souza was I had early on met a guy named Alexander J. Bourne, who runs a charity site which is called Minnesota Rapid Response Coalition, MRRC. I would not encourage you folks to donate to this man. He is not a 501c3, and I'll give you a few reasons why. Well, one is he was charged with 15 counts of fraud in the state of Louisiana. He ran a shoe repair business. They gave him shoes, they gave him money, he didn't give him shoes back. One count stuck. He claimed all sorts of reasons why people were being unfair to him, yada yada. And by the way, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and post links to anybody and everybody that or any informational resource for things that I'm saying at the bottom of this video. There'll be links. And then we fast forward to him moving here after his name was mud down there, and there's a police report detailing how he called the police, stating that he had been assaulted and his car kicked and damaged, his property damaged, and police looked him up and down. He had no marks, and also the dent in his car, when they looked at the shoe print, they matched coincidentally the exact same tread pattern found in the snow, which came from, guess whose shoes? His. So I am not a huge supporter of Mr. Alexander J. Bourne for a number of reasons. He partners with a charity called Ujaama Place out of St. Paul, who raised in the fiscal year of 2018 $2,128,000. Why exactly they're collaborating with a guy like that? I would imagine they have a legal team that can do their own backgrounding. So I'm not so sure I trust either Mr. Bourne or Ujaama Place, and I'm not sure any of you out there should either. I would say you can form your own opinions, but you can definitely do your due diligence and research them as well. And I would encourage everyone out there dealing with any charity to go ahead and do some due diligence and research anybody. If you suspect anything, or even if you don't, I think you should definitely always background anybody you're giving money to. Anyway, so yes, I was not too happy about the rape, and I'm also not very happy about my comments being disabled. Now, there's another organization called Walking with a Purpose right here, operates in St. Paul, and they have somebody sitting on their board. Her name is Amy Geislinger, and I had volunteered at one of her things before, and I had talked to a company downtown St. Paul, and this business owner was wondering if myself and some other charities could sit down and help him figure out how to find a reasonable solution for the homeless crisis. He donates a lot of product at his particular business to homeless people in the area. He's a great guy. Actually, the business is called Big River Pizza. Wonderful guy named Steve runs it. Donates 4,000 slices of pizza monthly. So I called Charities, and then I reached out to Amy Geislinger through Messenger, and I found that I was blocked. And I don't even know why exactly, other than let's go back to Alexander J. Bourne. Guess who's listed as a partner of his on his website, on the MRRC website? That would be Walking with a Purpose. So whether it's that or she just doesn't like me, I don't know, whatever. But I was blocked, not too happy with that. And I bring them up for the next charity I'm going to bring up, for the next charity I'm going to mention, and that's a charity called My Sister's Mission, which is run by two women, Tristan Arnold and Ashley Jensen. And Tristan Arnold's run afoul of Beth, who's the president of Walking with Purpose, got a real strongly worded letter about what a liability she is for Walking with a Purpose. She got her own Facebook type censorship from a fellow charity, basically. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because when I had texted Tristan Arnold, who's a friend of mine up until this, she'd basically sent me a text back saying we can't afford pissing people off. And I don't think she meant we as in her and I, but I think she meant we as in her charity, My Sister's Mission. So at that point, I'd separated myself from her, like just not going to have anything to do with her charity anymore. I find it ironic that she was separated by Walking with a Purpose from her charity, and yet something else that happened that wasn't even of my control, and she wanted to make sure she distanced herself, but whatever. I bring all this stuff up not because it's sour grapes, guys, but because you gotta understand the political landscape of charities. I mean, there are lots of great people out here. There are also lots of self-aggrandizing, self-righteous individuals out here. More money to a charity sometimes means more corruption, more greed, more fighting for the dollar. I mean, that's how it goes. And when they're 501c3s, of course, they're fighting for that grant money. So it can really be a pretty cutthroat, ugly business. I find some of the kindest, best people I run into are the individuals that show up when I'm out and they're handing out little snacks or they're handing out drinks. Because this is all honest stuff. They don't have sites even. They don't do any of that. They just show up and do good things. So that's great. That's awesome. But anyway, it was a long weekend. And hopefully it's not a long week. But St. Paul is still getting more and more violent the need is more desperate. I think that people don't understand the charity workers who bring out food and different things. They act as public safety officers, because if it wasn't for them stemming the tide, some of these people would be rolling right into your business and right into your neighborhood, and they take what they wanted because they don't have anything else. And that's the bottom line. I'm a little frustrated with St. Paul Police for not reaching back out to me, because I do believe that all charities should work with local law enforcement to make sure that everybody's on the same page, and they're not getting kicked out of areas where they're wanting to feed. And other than that, I think things are going okay. But I hope everything's going okay to you all out there in Facebook land. And like I said at the end, I'll when I post this tomorrow, or it could be today for you, I'll have links to everything